Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do something today which is going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who have not seen my November energy report, you're going to want to watch that even before you see the individual sun sign breakouts. And the reason why is it goes into a really in-depth detail of how we're telling ourselves new spiritual stories and how we're moving into a new period where we're actually going to start creating new earth based on this new spiritual story. But we're in the midst of it, and that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put forth these individualized sun sign videos. I'm not typically focused on astrology, although I'm getting much more interested and I may end up doing more astrology in the future. But what I'm going to do here is you're going to find this video probably in two places. You're either watching this on What on New Earth or you're watching it on Intuit Oracle. I felt that these videos were, perfect for both audiences because I am going to be using Intuit Oracle cards, and that is the official sponsor of What on New Earth. It happens to also be my business with Kimberly Aria, and I absolutely love reading cards, so I'm putting it together with this newfound love of astrology. And I mentioned in the other video that there's an app called Sirius Joy, that's Sirius Joy, that a lot of the information I'm bringing forth is based on. The lead astrologer, an amazing, he calls himself Sensei, and I think that's the perfect title for him, Christopher Witecki. You're going to want to check out his app because I cannot even begin to tell you what an impact it has made on my spiritual journey, and I've been doing this a long time. Quick change. So I'm so excited about it. So what I'm going to do is this is the same introduction that's going to be on each sun side video. So if you're watching a second for your rising sign or your ascendant, and I highly recommend that you check all three because all three are going to be extremely important for you. But if you are, you're going to have already seen this beginning, so you're just going to want to spin on through and go right to the meat of it. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I sure hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Still and silent, calm before the storm, gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne, into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars, all that we said, all that we are. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria.
Welcome back, Libra. I have been looking forward to doing this reading. I have so many friends that are Libras. I think I know more Libras than I know anybody else. So it's going to be really interesting. I guess what's exciting about this is, number one, I'm so excited for you guys, for Libra in particular. This new story that you're going into is so incredibly great. And I've seen a lot of Libras struggle a little bit. And to be able to break this news and say this spiritual story you've been working on all year and that you're getting ready to go into for the rest of your life here on this planet is a lot happier than where you've been. All right. So anyways, let's talk a little bit about what you've been working on and what it is that's shifting right now. And that is all around the beliefs in self-worth and self-esteem. What you are worth. All right. This is about where to put your heart, how to invest your heart. This new self-worth affects everything. So you're ending an old spiritual season about not feeling worthy, and that is going to calibrate the scales of what is to come. Everything in how you create things or don't create things, depending upon where you're at. It's going to help you see what's valuable on the outside. So as you see what's more valuable on the inside, you begin to see what is valuable on the outside and what isn't. So you're going to cut ties. You're going to cut ties with people who are not aligned with your self-value. If you feel you're not being valued, you're going to cut those ties. You're going to say, no, this isn't worth it. And this can be particularly in business. It can be particularly in the ways you make your money. And it has to do with discarding your old personal values and creating new personal values, which then you will now invest in your new self-image, your new beliefs about yourself. You're going to invest that. So this will create new boundaries with everything in your life. When you believe in yourself and you have self-worth and self-esteem, what you allow in everyday, day-to-day life is going to change. And I think that is so important for some of you. So just because someone prefers me to be this way doesn't mean I'm going to be that way. Those kinds of things. In other words, more inner directed and less outer directed is what I'm being told. This is going to be related to your manifestation of abundance here on the planet, because you're going to start to manifest that which you hold inside of you. And up until this point, you've been at war with yourself about your self-value, no matter what you say on the outside. Most Libras that I know feel pretty good about themselves and they're doing fairly well. But deep down inside, you know, that materializes or doesn't materialize externally based on the level that you're at. So most businesses for people like the Libras, most of you are going to be shifting, okay? Literally. You're going to be increasing revenue. You're going to be turning your back on old ways, transforming how you do business, all right? Now, for the full moon, which is happening, gosh, we're talking Friday. See what the date is. It's the 14th. So we're talking the 19th. Friday, the full moon, that's the death of your entire boundary structure. And this is really good because a lot of you have not been really keeping your own boundaries, not with yourself and not with others. And that whole structure has to change for your very survival, for your very creation of the things that are important to you. And that is the structure that's collapsing right now and going to be gone. So yeah, some of these boundary structures that you subscribed to for a long period of time are going to be over and done for once and for all. And you now have a new plan for productivity, for making money, for reorganizing your daily life. A new way of organizing your lifestyle. So you're going to be living a different life than you thought you were, okay? That's going to be the end of certain lifestyles that started in March. So let's see. So we're going to end old lifestyles. And this is a completion of something that you started in terms of self-love back in 2012. You're moving forward with loving yourself, which was the missing ingredient to changing your life. By becoming committed to self-love and follow-through, you get to do things right. Your personal dreams will grow significantly. Creative projects will start to flourish like a golden egg project that you've been working on. The way you relate to yourself, all right, that right there is what is going to, in some ways, change things overnight for you. Now, you want to be open to how you're self-nurturing. You can no longer ignore your feelings. You need to take emotional care of yourself, and more than anything, you need to be honest with yourselves, all right? You need to learn that trust. And this is going to open you up to new family relationship, okay? There's Let me see here. This has to do with your emotional security. Your emotional security, once it becomes more firmly in place, is going to transform everything. So things are going to change now. And let's see here. You'll be serving, let's see. Make sure I've got this here. All right, so things are going to change now. And you're being asked to think of security in your own terms now, not what you were taught by your family. Your family, I am thinking of particular people here, the family, how you identify yourself, whether you feel like you have enough or how much you should have or what you're going to have because your parents didn't, whatever it is, you're going to start to define your security about yourself, not what you learned from your family, which is really important. That's going to also impact your work style. What you were taught isn't necessarily what is in your best interest. Now, as the sun moves into Sagittarius, you're going to have a new way of talking to yourself. And I love that. The way you've been talking to yourself, and you've been improving over the last transit, like since February, but this is outdated. The way you've talked to yourself is outdated, and you're going to be investigating new ways to talk to yourself and what you believe in your heart. Now, your fear is being wrong. Okay, you're going to face fears of, oh my gosh, I'm wrong, or I don't have enough knowledge, or someone else needs to take care of that because they know better. And that is your old thinking. Okay, the solution to that is to go into your heart and your feelings. Are you really making a mistake? Do you really not have that knowledge? Can you get that knowledge? In other words, trust yourself to be that person for you instead of looking to outside people to be your authority figures to tell you what you should think and believe. I absolutely love this. And what that's going to bring with the sun in Sagittarius, that's going to bring new plans. Change of plans, people. We're doing this differently. And I cannot wait to see how this materializes for my very good Libra friends, including my daughter. So anyways, very excited. I love to see people grow. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing the spiritual story season. You know, this isn't really about like just, doing a reading. This is literally exploring where the people that I love in my life are moving to spiritually, so that not only can I support them, but I can also honor them and recognize them for where they've been and where they're going. So, think about that as you're looking at the different videos. You'll want to look at your moon. You'll want to look at your ascendant. You'll want to look at your daughters. You'll want to look at your spouses and their ascendants, because it will give you a much clearer idea of what is really going on. We can sometimes think we know, but we don't always know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn to the card table. The first thing I'm going to do is pull a card of what are we working on healing. All right, so this is what are we working on healing? And we already had one flip. Psychic development. And this does go around trusting yourself and what you hear and what you know. I'm going to pull, this is a 5 card, which is change, transformation. Let's look at what the book has to say about psychic development. Let me first of all just show you this card. Okay, psychic development. We got the sun, we got the water, obviously warming. Let's see what else we've got. All right. The energy and healing work you are doing now will enable you to heighten your sensitivity to the energy around you and others. This will assist you in developing discernment. Discernment is the feeling you get in your body that signals to whether something feels right or wrong, your sixth sense, your gut feeling. And again, isn't that about trusting yourself, going into your heart, going into your knowing, taking the time to evaluate that instead of just, going off thinking, with our programs. The situation you're inquiring about is asking you to use your discernment. You do not want to take on others' energies, yet you do not want to close yourself out of fear. So I think about this as boundaries. You don't want to oh, you don't want to navigate on someone else's energies, and you want to literally go into your own. You want to have your own boundaries. Envision energy flowing through you like water. Take on too much and you can sink. Closing yourself off to others is a very different energetic experience. So when you let the water energy flow as it will and neither embrace it or fight it, you are truly in the flow. Remain in this elevated energetic vibration will allow you to tap into the realms of the psyche. Alternatively, this card can signify to pull a pull to take classes, workshops, or read books about psychic development. So again, this is about boundaries. This is about what you let in and what you don't. And a lot of times we think of boundaries as being, oh, I'm going to put my hand up to that. I don't want to do that. But how many things are you resisting that you need to allow to flow into you? So it's allowing, when you trust yourself, you can allow stuff to flow in and you just it just passes by you if it's not something that you need to be attuned to. In other words, you don't have to resist. You can be in that flow. I love that card for you guys. All right, so now we're going to look at the power of surrender. What is it that my Libra friends need to surrender right now? What is it that you need to surrender? Based on the new spiritual journey. All right, what do we need to surrender? Got a couple. Let's see if one flips. I'm just going to take the top one. Surrender to silence. Interesting. Okay, I like this card because I do think that it's so funny. I know a lot of Libras that will just totally resonate with this. Surrender to silence. What does that mean? In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So during this period of time into transition, isn't that the most appropriate place to find your self-worth and your self-value is inside yourself? Your connection with source, your connection with your higher self. And in meditation or quiet contemplation, you can and have been, it has been being revealed to you, your value, your worth. And that helps so much when it comes to your self-esteem and how you value yourself and how you see yourself and your importance in this world. So couldn't pick a better card for that. Now let's look at life purpose and see if we get any guidance for Libra on their life purpose. You know, what does this mean in terms of life purpose, or what guidance does Spirit have about life purpose? Right? Protected. You're safe. You're safe and supported. Listen to this while you change careers. So here we go. We're really talking about changes that you're making in your life. What is the biggest thing that you are changing? Your representation of your self-esteem shows up in your material world around you and what you have, or how secure you are, or how abundant you are. And up until this point, it really is a career, or it is your way of earning money. And isn't that what Libra's working on right now? Is manifesting that. So you're being told that you are safe and supported while you change careers, or you change the way you do business, or you change the way you materialize your abundance and wealth. Wow. All right, fantastic. We're going to take a look and find out what more does Source want to tell us. We're going to use the Intuit Oracle at this time. This really is my one of my favorite decks. All right, so we're going to go and see what's popping up. Number 1, the loons. Number 2, the diamond ring. Wow, taking things to the next level and things you've got the twin flame card, which is really interesting. And I'm interpreting all of this oh wow. Okay, there's some significant cards coming up here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've got some really big cards coming up for Libra, and they are not surprising me in the least. Okay, we got one obstacle card here. Let's just, all right. Okay, we got enough cards here. A couple probably more than I wanted, but all right. We're gonna look at these cards. The first thing is some of you are deeply committed to things. There's a deep commitment that you have. You are really all in, all right, in something. You are right now reawakening lost hopes. In this spiritual change, in this spiritual shift, you are getting back dreams and hopes that you may not have had inside of you. And I want to say going back on the surface level to 2012, on a deeper level, going way, way back, maybe as far as Atlantis, Lemuria, and some of those other situations and life circumstances. You got the diamond ring. All right. For some of you, that may indicate, actually getting ready to move to some kind of a relationship status change. However, because of the nature of this reading, I'm going to read it in terms of taking things to the next level. Okay. You're making a statement of intent. You're taking things within yourself, a promise you're making yourself, an agreement that you're making with yourself. You're taking it to the next level. And in a sense, that is that inner union that you need for the external manifestation of, I want to say, of the union within self can often come in partnership. All right. But I want to read this as a deep soul connection with yourself. All right. A big, deep, blooming love for self and love and faith and the one. You becoming one with you. Because when you learn to appreciate and love yourself, it is only then that you can actually really love others. We've heard that forever, but I think it's never been more apparent than it is now. But for some of you, this may mean that, in this whole shift and process, you are literally taking a soulmate or twin flame relationship to the next level. They're sitting here right next to each other as they popped out. And I got the dolphins. The dolphins. Happy energy. Okay. This is harmony. This is effective communication. This is being in tune with others as opposed to not being in tune with others, right? When we know our value and we hold to those boundaries, there's no need for defensiveness. There's no need to project defensiveness. And we can be in more alignment and more harmony is the word I'm coming with. Now, the next thing that came out to me that I remember seeing is the butterfly. So I'm kind of taking them in the order that I saw them. So this is about your transformation and your metamorphosis. This is a period of time where you are reinventing yourself. You are rising up. All right. This is an evolution of your soul, and it is asking you to embrace change and be open to what those changes are. Now, you may have some obstacles. Okay, there are going to be some obstacles, and I'm trying to get a better view of this card. The mountain presents some obstacles, okay? But they're delays, okay? They're saying, this is what my guides are saying, is it's like, this may mean that you need to place yourself in solitude, okay? I'm getting a different take on this now that I'm tuning into the energy. You may need to block yourself off from energies that would interfere with your transformation and metamorphosis, because that's where this card is placed. You may literally need to erect a wall or boundary against other people's thoughts about where you should be and what you should be doing. That's exactly what the astrological thing said. Regardless of what other people think you should be doing, you need to put yourself in an island, mountain, standing off by yourself kind of energy. And that needs to be, you need to be stubborn with that. This is my boundary and it will not be crossed. Okay. We do have the squirrel energy. You may get some resistance from this. All right. But that's the first energy I'm getting. You may get scolded for it. But you may actually, the energy of the squirrel is saying, you may actually be keeping all of this inside yourself and hoarding this transformation, keeping it kind of to yourself on the low line, and you are prepared for anything. And if there is miscommunication, it's kind of like, there's the transformation card here. There's the taking things to the next level, being deeply committed to what you love. You are really ready for anything when it comes to this kind of energy. And I also got the garden. All right. And that is how you appear. I want to de-emphasize this card just a little bit. It sort of popped out at the last minute, and I'm getting like, it's not necessarily, I need to really tune into the energy of this card, because really what came in is the fireworks card at the same time. All right. And fireworks is, it can be about hot sex and kissing and all that kind of woo, passion, chemistry, and lust. Okay. But in this particular case, I want to say that this celebration or exhilaration or excitement that you're getting, this explosive feeling, is how this is going to make a difference to you and how you relate with the public and society at large. All right? This is how you relate with community. This is how you relate with crowds or at a party, meeting with other people. I believe that this transformation you're getting ready to make of self-worth and feeling that you have something meaningful to contribute is going to make you more likely to get excited about the possibilities of joining with others in public ways. And I think that that's really new for a lot of you. I know most Libras that I know are actually very homey people. Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of like 3 or 4 other people that I know that are Libras. This is insane. I think I know more Libras than anybody. And that's one of the reasons why I'm just so excited for you guys about this change and shift that you're going through. I'm going to pull cards from the Zodiac 108. This tends to drill down into deeper keywords that will give us an even more important look at what's happening with you right now. All right, hang on a second. Okay, so let's find out what else for Libra. What else? Okay, got the castle. We got the tandem bicycle and the fine print. Yeah, the castle, pride and recognition, praise for achievements. That when you feel good about yourself inside, you're going to see it outside yourself. We've got declarations. We got happening now. Kind of just read them off so I remember what order they come in. We got the crystal ball. I'm not sure what else we got. All right, that's enough of that. Put these back over here. Okay, I'm gonna just get these deck over here. All right, so the first card that I saw, right, was the castle. All right, in a second. All right, so the castle. This is literally about legacy, prestige, and it is about recognition, praise for achievements, the ego. This is, I believe, very much where Libras are headed when it comes to their self-worth and how it's embodying. It's going to embody as an outside, in the outside tangible world. And that, I think, is kind of like the castle. Now, tandem bicycle is the next card that I saw. Okay, so in tandem means like, I want to say in unison, collaboration, consensus, harmony. Again, we're getting harmony. I do believe that the new spiritual story for a lot of you Libras is going to be having a better sense of internal self-love and self-worth and self-esteem. Is you're going to actually work better with others because you're not going to project outward some of the insecurities that you might have had in the past. The fine print came up. All right, the fine print came up. And I'm trying to get a good look at that card here so you can see some of those keywords. And what this is saying is pay attention now. So you're going to be taking a closer look at what comes at you. In other words, maybe what people say, or things that happen within the context of your work or your business. You're going to take a closer look at things and you're going to pay attention. You're not going to make assumptions like you might have in the past based on programs. You're going to literally say, let me look at that. Let me think about that. Let me see how that resonates. And that's going to kind of give you a little bit of a crystal ball look. You know, it's almost like looking in your magical crystal ball. When you're willing to take a closer look, you're opening up and saying, okay, show me what this is about. And the crystal ball is going to help you see things clearly. It's going to help you see things that were, okay, how did I do things in the past? How am I do things in the present? How do I want to do things in the future? And you're going to get an inner knowing. You're going to get a better sense of the truth and the reality of the situation. And it's going to give you a better ability to discern, okay? I think that in the past, it's possible that there was some ostrich energy going on here, putting the head in the sand, not wanting to deal with things that are difficult, a little bit more fear-based thinking, running for cover, refusing to face a particular reality. These are all quite possible in the way things have been, right? Before, with the smaller self-esteem, we tend to maybe want to avoid situations we don't feel like we have as much control over, in how we feel about ourselves. We don't want to take a close look at that, because if we take a close look at that, it's like, ew, I don't really like that I don't feel good about myself. But with this, energy of where we've been, look what we've been able to draw. A declaration. Come on now. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with the focus of the camera, and I apologize for that. This is now your self-rule. That's what's coming out to me. Sovereignty, reclaiming back your power. When you feel better about yourself, when you have self-esteem, when you have belief in what you know and what you're capable of, you're going to defy anyone to say different. You're going to say, I'm sorry, I don't agree with you, and I'm this valuable, and I'm this important, and I'm not going to allow your opinion of me to be more important than my opinion of me. So that is definitely challenging the status quo, and what ends up happening with that is satisfaction. Okay, we've got the chocolate. I could go for some chocolate right now. I'm on keto and I can have chocolate, but it's like sugar-free and it's good. It's really good. But it makes me want to make some of my chocolate bars with the nuts. Yummy! This is the good stuff. This is stuff that elevates the mood. It's for celebration. It's treating yourself right. It's splurging. This is what that declaration does for you, is it puts you in a place of, wow, I really do like myself, and this is what I'm going to put up with, and this is what I'm not. I'm going to treat myself right. And the happening now card, it's happening right now. You don't have to wait for this. You don't have to wait for it. It's sitting there right there for you. Let the universe show you what you're worth. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some twin flame oracle cards. And I do want to say this is that I'm not reading these cards in terms of relationships, although they might be able to be read from a relationship standpoint, but mostly from messages that you're getting from your higher self that you need to know. And inner union within yourself and being at peace with yourself and being completely in contact with your higher self and your God self is always what puts you in alignment for relationship with others. So the more you get in alignment with that, the more you're actually going to be in alignment with a true relationship. So let's look at these from both sides. All right, so what else for Libra? What for Libra? Well, that one definitely wanted to show itself. Okay, so there's the inner child. Hang on a second. We got a couple of real flippers here. All right, let's see what else we got. Synchronicities. Let me see here. Communication card. Maybe one more for us. There we go. Another communication card. All right, so the first thing that came out that I saw was about the inner child. Oh, wow. Okay, so think about this. The inner self, the inner child, the inner child that didn't have the self-esteem, the parent that shows up and gives the comfort, okay? The inner child is crying out right now, and we both, this is in relationship, need to comfort them and become the parents. All right, so this is saying that's the answer to this whole thing, is that as you continue to get more and more in contact with your highest spiritual story, the new spiritual story, you are able to comfort the child that did not have the self-esteem that it would have been beneficial to have. All right. The other thing that came up is seeing synchronicities. So right now you might start seeing synchronicities that will kind of tell you like when you're in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing and when you're not in alignment. And I say supposed to, meaning being in alignment with your true higher self aspect. Neither one of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to express ourselves? From this reading standpoint, I would say that that means that maybe you're not being honest with those around you in expression. So there might be something that's holding you back from expressing what you really want and what you really need. And I have a feeling that some of this Mars energy that we're experiencing right now in this Pluto-Neptune transit, Neptune-Pluto transit, I can't remember which one. But anyways, that is probably going to help you say what you really need to say. Now, there's a message here that says, I've watched you change and grow so much. I'm trying to release my attachment to my identity so that I can change too. Okay, so if you think about the Libra always being in balance, all right, trying to stay in balance, there is an aspect that has been growing within the Libra through self-esteem this entire year, probably since like February. And you are seeing the change and the growth in yourself, right? And so you're kind of encouraging yourself to keep going. At least that's what I see in it. Now, it's interesting. This is a card that says, I've always felt I had a higher calling in life. And our connection brings it into focus or more clarity. All right? Now, I see this as meaning that you're going to be actually doing your higher calling finally after all this time, because the more you're getting connected with your higher self, the more you're actually able to do what you came here to do, which is so beautiful. And then the last card that I have here, I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. Okay, I believe that this is literally the last throes of not like where you haven't had the self-esteem, comprehension is what I'm getting. Like how just absolutely how incredible you are inside. That you might not quite feel that yet, but you're going to. And you will be expressing that really, really soon. So yeah, I guess that's it. I just, I can't stress enough how much, you're really taking things to a new level with this metamorphosis. You might need to draw some boundaries to become like the mountain that is not swayed by the wind, in order for you to get the things that you want to change in your life. All right. You are definitely going to up how excited you are in dealing with the public. And with your general connection to society, based on your new levels of self-esteem, drawing declarations and no longer willing to look at, avoiding issues and things of that nature, tuning into your own inner knowing. And it's all happening right now. It's all happening for you guys right now. Anyways, I could not be happier for my Libra friends. Please feel free to comment below. I try to answer every comment. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend. And please, if you haven't, would you please, I ask you, to subscribe to my channel, because the more subscribers I have, and this is a brand new channel, the more likely I am to be recommended to other people who are looking for this kind of information. And of course, I would really appreciate that. So anyways, good luck on this new spiritual unfolding. And I will be back real soon with another helpful video that gives you some more information about what on New Earth. Until next time, namaste. Bye.